Hi everyone, today I'm going to walk through a new solution that we've introduced called BI Migrator. Through an automated process, this solution will analyze crystal reports and create the UNX Universe. The solution will also create a template for web intelligence reports based on the crystal reports that are being analyzed. Now I'll walk through this in more detail, but just to get started, I'm just going to walk through a couple of slides, provide you with some background information on who we are, and then I'll discuss how the solution works. So first, at Cobo Tech, we're a group of senior level specialists and developers. All our people have been working within their specialty of IT for at least 15 years and have worked with companies of all sizes throughout the USA, Canada, and Europe. We are migration and support specialists for SAP Business Objects environments, as well as our group has worked with many organizations on architectural designs, strategies, hardware sizing, data warehousing, and many other BI initiatives. Working with the SDK, we've developed custom solutions for organizations that needed to address specific requirements and extend their BI capabilities. Now, we do have a couple of out-of-the-box solutions, as of one we'll be talking about today, BI Migrator. So let's take a look from a high level how the BI Migrator solution works. The solution, which resides within your SAP BI 4.1 environment, will go through your crystal reports and analyze SQL queries and create a UNX universe based on those queries. There are a few steps that the administrator is going to follow, as I'm going to walk through in this presentation, but an organization can take all their crystal reports and have them connect directly to a new UNX universe. The great thing about this solution, it will work with Crystal Reports 2013 and 2016 and allow multiple universes to be created, or you can build the one UNX universe. And of course, this is really going to depend on the crystal reports, the number of crystal reports, various data sources, and just in general how you would like to manage universes. The BI Migrator will also create a web intelligence report template from the crystal report or reports that are being analyzed. The administrator then can build on that Webby report going forward. And also, just to note, if you're working with other SQL-based reports, you can use the BI Migrator to parse these reports and create a UNX universe. Okay, so before we walk through the BI Migrator slides, let's first take a look at the benefits to working with UNX universes. So some of the more notable features for UNX universe: connection to multiple data sources. Also, security on who accesses specific data. There's also little maintenance required to work with them, and they're easy to manage. So I'm not going to go through too much, since we do have another webinar specific to UNX universes, but just as a side note, here's an image of the semantic layer. The really big difference for many organizations is the connection to multiple data sources for reporting. And if you're working with SAP HANA, then it's likely that you'll be utilizing that connection from the UNX universe. All right, so what I'd like to do here is I'm going to show you these two slides. And just to note, we got Migrator properties here, and we have a command prompt. This is the BI Migrator command prompt we have here. Now, the reason I'm showing you these two screens is we are in development of a GUI or user interface that'll be ready soon. But for purposes of evaluation, or just to even start with this solution, we're working with the command prompt. And so also going through these slides here, I'm going to go through these slides. We're not going through a live WebEx demo because I want to make sure that the visualization is there and you're seeing the screenshot, and it's more get more clarity from the live web demo. But if you do want to go through a live WebEx, we can set that up and I can walk you through that. Either way, we're just going to be looking at a few simple steps here for the administrator that'll be walking through this process. Okay, so what we're going to do is I just showed you those two screens, Migrator properties and the actual command prompt. But first, we're going to go to our CMC, our Central Management Console, and we're going to access the BI Migrator folder that we have set up. All right, so we're going to navigate there. So you see Migrator there, the folder. We're going to access one of the crystal reports. Now, this specific crystal report is connecting to a SQL Server database. So we're going to go back now to the BI Migrator command prompt, and what we're going to do is we're going to run Migrator prepare, as you can see there up at the top. So we're going to create the connections, and this will appear when we run this now from this command prompt, the connections will appear in the information design tool. So we've got a successful run. We're going to go to the information design tool. Now, if you're not familiar with this, this is where you would be actually developing the UNX universe and creating those connections, okay? So now we have connections in a BI Migrator folder that's set up in there. So let's go back, and now what we want to do is we want to create the connections. So we're going to create the UNX. So the solution will run again. See how we have up there, create UNX. The solution will run again, and once it's run, we're going to see the new UNX that has been created. So we go back now to that information design tool, BI Migrator, and now we have our different UNXs that have been created specifically in that folder. So if we were to, let's open up one of these and see how the UNX universe looks. So we have tables and we have links to tables, and if we were to open up the Crystal report that's linked to a database, you'll see that the tables in the UNX are linked the same way. Okay, so now the next step is we got to point the Crystal reports to the new UNX universe. We go back to the BI Migrator command prompt and we click Crystal to UNX, and now we're going to run that. All right, so we're going to go back again to that CMC, Central Management Console, and now what we'll see is a folder created called Converted Crystal Reports to UNX. All right, so now if we go to one of those, let's go back up here, we're going to go to that report that's converted. We can now take a look at the data, right-click, and take a look at database configuration in that, and you'll see that the Crystal report is now being connected to that UNX universe. So still in our CMC, what we're going to do is, this is the next feature, is that as mentioned earlier, well, it's not a feature, we're just following that process though, but we're going to take another Crystal report with similar fields, and now all we're doing here is we're going to update the existing UNX universe. So you can see there that I have sales by company, the second Crystal report, highlighted there, and since it does have similar fields, we're just now updating the existing UNX universe. Okay, so another feature for the solution, as mentioned, is that what we can do is take the Crystal reports you select, or folder of reports, or subfolder, whatever it may be, and we're going to go take the next step, and it's called Crystal to Webby. So if we go back to that command prompt and we use Crystal to Webby now, all right, once this runs, then you'll see a new folder that's created in the CMC, Central Management Console, under Converted Webby templates. So as you see right there, all right. So now what we have here is our Web Intelligence Reports template that you can now build on going forward. And of course, I just right-clicked on that, and we can run that, and we have a Web Intelligence Report. And so what's great about this, for a lot of companies out there that have migrated up to 4.1, they might have come from a Crystal background. So now that you're on the 4.1 environment, you might start taking a look at other products or other tools that are within that suite, and being, of course, Web Intelligence. Great ad hoc query type of solution. Many organizations work with it. It's an excellent tool. So you can see here what we've done is we've taken one of your Crystal reports, or one of the Crystal reports, and we've converted it over. And now that can be further developed from that point on. So after that, that's pretty much it. It's a straightforward process. It's a very simple to use solution, easy to install. And other than that, if you do have any questions, feel free to contact me. And I'd like to send you an evaluation. Work with it for a few weeks, try it out, see if you like it. And we're really targeting companies, a lot of companies that have a high number of Crystal reports. So this product can work with, you know, thousands of Crystal reports. And again, you don't have, I just used an example of targeting 1 or 2 reports for the example of this webinar, but we can actually target folders, and we can automate that process for the folders and convert those over to that UNX universe. All right? So other than that, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and have yourself a great rest of the day. Thank you very much.